Josh Taylor comes out and says he calls Teofimo Lopez a rat, and he's making a fool of himself for going up there on that stage with those belts, parading like he's really undisputed, and it's hilarious, man. I mean, this To dude, man. He's just he's he's just a weirdo. I keep telling people, man, the dude is a weirdo. He's a weirdo. What did he do, man? The night before the fight, did he get up and call Canelo and say, "Yo, Canelo, man, yo, please, man, can I bring my belts up there, man, and pose with you, if you win, so you could be, so I can include myself as undisputed." Yeah, it just looked strange, man. Looking at this shit, just looked funny, you know. Usyk welcomed Canelo into the club of undisputed. Josh Taylor welcomed him in, and then Teofimo welcomes him in. Like, who, bro, hold on for a minute. Like, who are you to welcome somebody else in the undisputed? You one belt minus, brother. Yeah, I know, there's a lot of confusion with this thing because of the WBC. Devin Haney blamed the WBC for it. There's a lot of there's a timeline with this whole thing, man. I loosely put, Mauricio Suleiman, he's the one that he's the center of all this confusion because, well, at least he's the start of it. He came out and pretty much said that both of them are champions, man. First, they're pretty much bending their own rules with this franchise thing. They're the ones that said the franchise belt can't be lost or anything like that. But then when it came down to it, it was transferred over to Teofimo Lopez after he beat Lomachenko. So then pretty much like they're devaluing the WBC belt, the real championship belt. So a lot of people believe that the franchise that Teo holds is the real championship WBC belt. It's just really strange. And then others believe Devin Haney is the real belt holder since he was elevated. He was the interim. Then he was elevated after he beat, was it Zobilev? I don't even know how to pronounce the dude's name. And I'm just like, there is a lot of confusion there. Floyd even came out and said, man, they need to do something about this shit. WBC seems to be one of the worst culprits with this shit. WBC and WBA, them two particularly. But it looked like WBA trying to clean up a lot of things from what it looks like. But they need to do something about that, man, because you got this clown running around here with all the belts, most of the belts, acting like he's undisputed, and then, he's going off of the validity, the co-signing of Mauricio Suleiman. But none of it makes sense. They're bending their own rules because they're the ones that said that the franchise couldn't be transferable, but then they went back and reneged on that just because it was Teofimo and Loma. It's crazy, man. That's why Devin and Tia need to go ahead and fight. So that can be settled once and for all. And then if Tio wins, then he'll have the WPC. To him, it wouldn't matter because he thinks he's undisputed right now. So if he was that franchise belt is it's bad, bro. It gives these dudes a sense of entitlement, and it's kind of like it gives him that feeling that he's already the champion, so he can skirt around fights. That's pretty much what the franchise was for anyway, and that's exactly what it looked like Teofimo was doing when it came to Devin Haney. Because I'm like, okay, he still holds something that has WBC, and that is what the real championship belt is, right? So by him not acknowledging that belt, that means Tio acknowledges that franchise is the real belt, and in that belt, that secondary little belt that he has, he says Mauricio Suleiman signed off on it. So Suleiman got to clear this shit up. It's real weird, but they got to do something about it because this dude is running around here flexing like he was Alexander Usyk, or they talk about Devin Haney didn't earn the belt. He was emailed the belt, but technically, man, even if that was the case, Teofimo, you didn't really earn the belt either. You earned a franchise belt, But according to Suleiman, they're both champs, and that's probably part of the reason why Teofimo's running around here like he's a champion, because he's going by what Suleiman is saying, pretty much. But to be honest, all these other dudes that's undisputed right now, they won their championship belts the right way. Canelo, he beat Caleb Plant, officially took the belt from Plant. Josh Taylor took the remaining belts from Jose Ramirez. Alexander Usyk, he won his cruiserweight before he moved up, got all his belts. So Tio, you still have a guy out there running around with a WBC belt. Whether you believe it or not, he is a champion, and you will have to face him, or your credibility is all down the window, bruh. Your credibility's down the drain, homie. Because you over here looking real weird. That's just some weird groupie shit to do right there. To run around, jumping up on stage, putting belts on, trying to steal somebody else's thunder and shit like that. Like, let Canelo have his moment, bro. Like, this ain't your night, man. Who told you to get on stage with your belts as undisputed? You ain't undisputed. All you had to do is, if you felt like you was, just tweet him just like everybody else did. Did Josh Taylor show up with his belts? Like, bro, who travels around with their belts like that just to take photo ops? This shit is just real weird, man. He needed the shit slapped out of him out there on that rig, on that stage, man. I hope Devin get him, man. They got to make that fight. He talking about he'll fight Devin in February. Well, let's see. I can't wait for that shit either. Boy, I can't wait. But anyway, let me know what you think about Josh Taylor and his words for Teofimo. I agree with everything Josh Taylor said. Real champs recognize real champs. That's why nobody said welcome to the club when you won your belts off Loma, bro. Because nobody recognized you as undisputed. You recognize yourself as undisputed, and then you're running off of what Mauricio Suleiman is saying. Doesn't count. Officially, if Suleiman's the president, what he says goes, then that's probably why Teofimo's acting the way he's acting, because he's going off the word of Mauricio Suleiman. This shit got to be cleared up ASAP. Absolutely. But anyway, I'm off this. Catch y'all later on the next one. Peace.